Thank you. The House will come to order. This morning's pledge will be given by James and Naomi Coleman, and you may recognize them as Representative Coleman's children. Welcome, kids.
Please join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Rendell, please call the roll.
Representatives Arndt, Baker J, Becker K, Kay Becker.
Excused. Thank you.
Beckman. Benavides. Bridges. Buck. Buckner. Carver. Catlin. Coleman. Covarrubias. Danielson. Escar. Everett. Exum. Foot.
Good morning. I'm okay.
Garnett. Oh. Janal. Gray. Hamner. Hanson. Herod. Representative Kay Becker is present. Herod. Hooten. Humphrey. Humphrey.
Excused. Present in the back.
Representative Humphrey is present. Jackson.
Excused.
Representative Jackson is present. Kennedy. Kraft Tharp. Kraft Tharp.
Excused.
Landgraf. Landgraf. Representative Kraft Tharp is present.
Excused.
Lawrence. Lebsock. Lee. Leonard. Lewis. Liston. Lontine. Lundeen. McKean. McLaughlin. Melton. Thank you. Melton.
Excused.
Michelson Janae. Neville. Pabone. Pedersen. Rankin. Ransom. Ryer. Representative Ryer. Oh, thank you. Roberts. Rosenthal. Same. Oh. Salazar. Sandridge. Sias. Singer. Thurlow. Valdez. Van Winkle. Weissman. Willett. Representative Beckman is present. Williams. Wilson. Winter. Wist. Young. Madam Speaker. Excuse. Representative Melton is present. So it's just land draft and the speaker.
With 63 present and 2 excused, a quorum is present. Representative Liston.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. Madam Speaker Pro Tem, I move the reading of the Journal of Thursday, February the 15th, 2018 be dispensed with and approved by the Chief Clerk.
You have heard the motion that the journal be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. The motion passes. Announcements and introductions.
Vice.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. Good morning, colleagues. I want you all to know that today is Cyber School Day at the Capitol. Woohoo! And the Action Learning Center in Aurora, that's in my house district, is one of Hope Online Learning Academy's locations across Colorado. Hope offers a blended learning model where K through 12 students receive instruction online and, of course, through classroom instruction face-to-face. Representing the Action Learning Center in the gallery today, right up here, are the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade student council members. Thank you for being here. Say hi, folks.
Representative Rosenthal.
Okay. All right. Hi, members. So first of all, thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. So members, I just want to wish you a Happy New Year. And you're like, no, that was January 1st. No, actually, this is the Lunar New Year. And so it starts today. For millions and millions of people around the world, they observe this holiday. So this is the year of the dog. So you wouldn't know anybody with a dog bill, do you? But anyway, that's another issue. So the Lunar New Year for the dog shows out the year of the rooster. So the dog is obviously a true companion, loyal, honest, intelligent. But this year, hopefully, we may see people fighting for the causes they believe in, and you might see more political movements this year, according to this one website. So it'll be really interesting. By the way, all of you are invited to the home of the director of TICO, the Taiwanese Economic and Cultural Office Director.
Rosenthal.
That's from noon to 2 today. So
Rosenthal.
thank you.
Now it's getting a little loud. I was having trouble hearing you myself. 1 second. Okay, folks, just a little attention at the well, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. So just to remind you, so it's the year of the dog, so it's Lunar New Year, and the director of TICO, the Taiwanese Economic and Cultural Office, is inviting all the members, and if you want to bring somebody down to his home, all of you got the email of location and time, and that is today, if you want to go for lunch at his home from noon to 2 today. Thank you, and Happy New Year.
Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Colleagues, how many of you did not get your flour from the wheat growers yesterday? How many did not get flour from the wheat growers? I have 3 more bags. I have a basket. If you'll put your name in the basket, we will have a drawing and announce the winner of those 3 bags of flour at the end of this particular session of 2018. No, today actually, right? So that will happen today. If you did not receive a bag of flour, anyone within hearing that did not receive a bag of flour, put your name in here and we'll have a drawing and award it at the end of the day today. Thank you.
Representative Wist.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. Members, it is my privilege to welcome to the House Chamber representatives from Colorado International Club. This is a 40-year Colorado corporation. Its purpose is to break down the barriers of discrimination and prejudice by bringing women together to encourage friendship and understanding and to bring about a better world. It is a nonprofit, does not raise any money. It's secular, non-political, and does not support any charity. The membership of 300 is 50% international, 50% American. It achieves its goal by hosting over 200 events annually where members meet and socialize. Today's group is led by Julia Banks. Julia, if you could stand. And the delegation today, the women to my right include women from Peru, France, England, Kazakhstan, Iran, China, Sweden, Italy, Ghana, and the United States. Welcome to the International Club. It's an honor to have you here.
Second.
Patrick.
Thank you, Representative Wist, and welcome to the chamber. However, that will be a fine of $2, Representative Wist. Mr. Minority Leader, Madam Majority Leader, Mr. Minority Leader.
Members, please pay attention. If I can have all of your attention, please. The Majority Leader and I need to make a very important announcement. So you guys all probably got an email, and it looks like the email either came from myself or the Majority Leader, depending on which caucus you're in. But this is the email regarding the Investigations Law Group, the third-party group that we assigned to look at our current workplace harassment policy. I want to encourage you to participate in this survey. We need your input. They need your input. This is a comprehensive approach that we're taking to changing the policy. I know I've discussed it with my caucus several times. There's been some confusion on whether or not it was the training that we went through that you respond to their questionnaires and their suggestions. That was not the case, but the email that you got yesterday is the email that is the group that is going to be doing the actual third-party review of our policy, and I really want to encourage you to participate.
Thank you, members. So please look in your email. It was sent out yesterday morning, and it says participation in workplace culture review process. Please fill that survey out as quickly as you can, and we want every single one of you to do it. Thank you. And then, members, another important announcement. This one is very important. I told you we were going to start Tuesday at 9, but there are some folks who are traveling, and so you get a break. We're going to start Tuesday at 10 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. I know that might mess with some things, but I'm responding to the caucus members or colleagues who want a little more extra time to travel. So Tuesday, 10 a.m.
Representative Lee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. I have two announcements, one for the Judiciary Committee that we're going to move House Bill 1115, the Carver-Janal bill, off of the calendar on Tuesday, January 20th. So that bill will not be heard. Also, members, I'd like to give a shout out to the U.S. Olympic team competing in the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea. Being a skier myself and representing Colorado Springs, which is the home of the U.S. Olympic Committee, the home of the headquarters, the Olympic Training Center, and the future Olympic Museum. I'm an avid fan. There are 36 competitors from Colorado competing in the Winter Olympics, the largest contingent of any state in the United States. So far, members, we've had...
Excuse me, Representative Lee. We just got to get through announcements. Please have respect for the folks at the well.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. So far, alpine skier Michaela Schifrin won a gold medal. Snowboarders Red Gerard and Ariel Gold have medaled in Olympic sports, all from Colorado. So I ask you show your appreciation for the extraordinary efforts of our U.S. Olympic athletes, especially the 36 from Colorado. Thank you, members.
Kind of hoping there might be a USA chant after that, Representative Lee. Further announcements and introductions. Madam Majority Leader. Next item on the calendar is third reading. Members, we're going into third reading. Please take your seats. Mr. Randall, please read the title of Senate Bill 19.
Senate Bill 19 by Senators Donovan and Quorum, House Representatives Hanson and Art, concerning expansion of the duration for Colorado Water Resources Power Development for they may make a loan under the authority's revolving loan programs.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 19 on third reading and final passage.
The motion before us is the adoption of Senate Bill 19. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members proceed to vote. Please close the machine. With 63 ayes, 0 noes, Senate Bill 19 passes. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of Senate Bill 41.
Senate Bill 41 by Senators Carmen and Baumgartner, House Representatives Steen and Art, concerning the ability of operators of sand and gravel mines to use water incidental to sand and gravel mining operations to mitigate the impacts of mining.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 41 on third reading and final passage.
The motion before us is the adoption of Senate Bill 41. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members proceed to vote. Representative Benavidez, Representative Humphrey, Representative Salazar. Please close the machine. With 63 aye votes, 0 no votes, Senate Bill 41 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1130.
House Bill 1130 by Representatives Williams and Art, House Senator Gardner, concerning increasing the availability of qualified personnel who are licensed in another state to teach in public schools.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1130 on third reading and final passage.
The motion before us is the passage of House Bill 1130. Mr. Randall, please open this machine, and members, please proceed to vote. Representative Lundin. Please close the machine. With 63 aye votes, 0 no votes, House Bill 1130 is passed. Co-sponsors. please close the machine? The next order of business is second readings. Representative Weissman. You have heard the motion. Seeing no objection, Representative Weissman will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. With unanimous consent, the bills will be read by title unless there is a request to read a bill at length. Committee amendments will not be read unless requested, as they are printed and in the bill folders. Floor amendments, if any, will be shown on the screen. They're also available on the iPads, and they will not be read unless requested. Bills will be laid over on motion of the majority leader, and the coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Assistant Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to lay over House Bill 1158 till Thursday, February 22nd.
Seeing no objection, House Bill 1158 will lay over on motion of the Assistant Majority Leader. Mr. Randall, please read the title to Senate Bill 105.
Senate Bill 105 by Senator Baumgartner, House Representative Pabon, concerning clarifying changes to provisions that were contained in House Bill 17-1367.
Representative Pabon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I move Senate Bill 105. There is no committee report.
To the bill, Representative Pabon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and with much anticipation and excitement, ask for an aye vote on Senate Bill 105.
Thank you. Is there further discussion on Senate Bill 105? Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Colleagues, I've got a serious problem with this bill. The problem is that I've only gotten 2 people that have signed up for the drawing for the flower. Until I get that, I'm not sure I can be an aye vote on this. So be sure to get your votes in so Representative Pabon can get mine.
Thank you, Representative Wilson. Is there further discussion on Senate Bill 105? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 105. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. The ayes just about have it. Senate Bill 105 is passed. Madam Majority Leader Becker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to lay over House Bill 1127 till February 20th.
Seeing no objection, House Bill 1127 will lay over. Mr. Randall, please read the title to House Bill 1091.
House Bill 1091 by Representatives Beckman and Ginal, Senator Smallwood, concerning dementia diseases in connection therewith updating statutory references to dementia diseases and related disabilities.
Representative
Thank you, Mr.
Ginal Beckman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 18-1091, dementia diseases and related disabilities, and ask for an aye vote. And there is no
1091
committee
has
report.
been moved. Representative Ginal, anything to add? Okay. Representative Beckman, to the bill, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good bill, vote yes, but I'm going to talk a little bit about it. The legislature created a task force 10 years ago to look at Alzheimer's. It just takes a brief look at this plan to understand how outdated our statutes and ideas have been in the state of Colorado. That's why we worked with a lot of stakeholders this summer to update and modernize statutory references to Alzheimer's and other dementia-related diseases to reflect that they have related disabilities impacting memory and cognitive abilities. This bill revises Titles 25, 10, 12, and 23. And what's really exciting about this bill, and I want to mention a person who is involved in this, is Dr. Huntington Potter. He is the director of the Rocky Mountain Alzheimer's Disease Center and has been very, very involved in this process all along the way. It's so exciting to have a man at the forefront of this study of senior dementia that has just been very helpful and supportive.
Representative Janela.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I'm asking you to support House Bill 1091. It makes our laws clear in protecting everyone on the dementia spectrum, regardless of their age. It's important that we shift the use of our language as our understanding of dementia broadens. This bill will help prevent both elder abuse by broadening our definitions as well as add protections for younger people affected with dementia-related diseases that have to rely on friends and family in order to function. This bill adds missing persons with a dementia disease and related disabilities to the Missing Senior Citizen and Missing Person with Developmental Disabilities Alert Program. Members, this came out of committee with a 13-0 vote. I urge you to vote yes for House Bill 1091. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion on House Bill 1091? Representative Ransom.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We heard this bill in committee, and because they mentioned Dr. Huntington Potter, I want to urge you, first of all, to vote yes on this bill, but also when you have a chance to go listen to a presentation by Dr. Potter at CU Anschutz, please do so. They are making absolutely amazing, amazing advances in their research on Alzheimer's there, which obviously includes dementia. As the bill starts to incorporate them. But they are finding connections between, well, and without going into the scientific detail, things like Down syndrome and rheumatoid arthritis, people that do or don't have those things, and the connection with Alzheimer's. It's fascinating research. You can actually go out into the lab, see the mice, see the research going on there. It's fabulous. So I would urge you to go visit CU Anschutz when you have the opportunity, and also to vote yes on this bill.
Thank you. Is there further discussion on House Bill 1091? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1091. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. The ayes have it. 1091 is passed. Mr. Randall, please read the title to House Bill 1183.
House Bill 1183 by Representative Hooten and Ransom, also Senator Baumgartner, concerning the continuation of the regulation of home food service plans pursuant to the Sale of Meat Act and in connection therewith implementing the Department of Regulatory Agencies Sunset Review recommendation to repeal the act.
Representative Ransom. And Representative Hooten.
Thank you, Mr. Chair Pro Tem. Is that right? Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair. Thank you. I move House Bill 1183.
Thank you.
Committee report.
To the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 1183 is a true sunset bill. We are actually able to remove and delete this program from our statutes. It was recommended by the Colorado Department of Agriculture because it's the inspections that are being done in this Meat Act are actually either being done elsewhere through the USDA or they're not required at all. There were only a dozen people that even applied for licenses last year. They're basically getting few or no complaints. There's no harm being seen when people are selling meat this way. And again, the Department of Agriculture was in support. And this is actually a good cleanup bill of our statutes. And again, one of the few times that we can actually repeal a program at the sunset because there's no need for it to continue.
Thank you, Representative Hooten.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I urge an aye vote.
Is there further discussion on House Bill 1183? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1183. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no.
Thank you.
The ayes have it, and 1183 is passed.
Well done.
Madam Majority Leader Becker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to lay over Senate Bill 54 till Tuesday, February 20th.
Seeing no objection, Senate Bill 54 will lay over on motion of the Majority Leader. Madam Majority Leader Becker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that we rise and report.
Seeing no objection, the committee will rise and report.
The House will come back to order. Mr. Randall, please read the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Madam Speaker, Pro Tem, your Committee of the Whole begs that the report has consideration following touch bills being the second reading thereof makes the following recommendations thereon. House Bill 1091, House Bill 1183 passes second reading and goes to place counted for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 105 passes second reading and revised plus counted for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1127, Senate Bill 54 laid over until February 20th, 2018, retaining their place on the calendar. House Bill 1158 laid over until February 22nd, 2018, retaining its place on the calendar.
Representative Weissman. You have heard the motion and there are no amendments. The question before the House is the adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Members were voting. Please take your seats. Representative Wist, Representative Ryer, Representative Ransom, Representative Rankin, Representative Pedersen, Representative Pabon, Representative Jackson, Representative Janal, Representative Buck, Representative Beckman, Representative Becker J. Representative Pabon, Representative Pedersen, please, are they coming? Representative Pedersen is excused. Close the machine. Representative Pabon, that'll be $5. Trying to get you guys in shape here. $5. Are we negotiating the fine, sir?
All I got is $100. Oh, you got hundreds.
Guess I'm not as lenient as Madam Speaker. Ooh. With 60 aye votes, 1 no vote, and 4 excused, the Committee of the Whole is adopted. The report of the Committee of the Whole is adopted. Announcements and introductions. Representative Singer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. Members of the Public Healthcare and Human Services Committee, we will not be meeting today, but we will be meeting on Tuesday, and we have some additions to our calendar. We only have 6 bills up on Tuesday. The additions or changes to the calendar, will be hearing House Bill 1004 first, and excuse me, that is a typo. House Bill 1104 first, and Senate Bill 148 will be added to our calendar. So pack a lunch, pack a dinner, and thank you to the committee for not making us meet on Fridays.
Thank you, Representative Singer. Representative Janal.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. Health, Insurance, and Environment is meeting on Tuesday upon adjournment. In 107, we'll be hearing one bill, and that is House Bill 1112. Thank you.
Representative Sane.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. Members, this is American Heritage Day at the Capitol. American Heritage Girls allows girls to experience new challenges, serve others, and make new friends, and have tons of fun in a safe, faith-filled environment. I would like you to join me in the American Heritage Girl Pledge, which is, I promise to be compassionate, helpful, honest, loyal, perseverant, pure, resourceful, respectful, responsible, and reverent. So let's give a hand to American Heritage Girls, troops from across the state. They're on this side of the chamber.
Representative Lee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. Judiciary Committee, another change in the Judiciary Committee schedule for Tuesday. House Bill 1076 is coming off the calendar for next Tuesday. 1076 is not on the calendar Tuesday.
Representative Wilson. Representative Salazar.
No, I'm good. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. The moment you have all waited for. Minority Leader Neville's daughters have selected the winners. Jonathan Singer, Donald Valdez, and Leslie Herod. The bags of flour are on my desk. Congratulations.
Representative Catlin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. It's an honor to serve with you.
And it's an honor to serve with you, sir.
Thank you. Members, I wanted to remind you that the Rural Caucus, otherwise known as the Raucous Caucus, will meet on Tuesday morning.
Excuse me, Representative Catlin.
Thank you.
Folks, we're wrapping up introductions, and we also have a resolution after this, so please be respectful, and let's finish out our work on the floor this morning. Go ahead, Representative Catlin.
Thank you, ma'am. I wanted to remind you of the Rural Caucus on Tuesday morning, even though we're going to open late. I'll be there early, but if you get an opportunity, come by, join the Raucous Caucus. I think we might be able to find what we all have in common. And those of you that live in the city limits, you are more than invited to be with us. So remember, Tuesday morning, Raucous Caucus. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Further announcements and introductions before we go into resolution? Thank you, members. We're going to hear a resolution. Mr. Randall, please read the title.
Senate Joint Resolution, House Joint Resolution 1011 by Representative Exum, also Senator Merrifield, concerning the designation of U.S. Highway 85 through 87 from Interstate 25 to Comanche Village Drive as the Reverend James H. McMarron Memorial Highway.
Thank you. Representative Exum.
Madam Speaker Pro Tem, I move SJR 1011 and ask to be read at length.
Whereas the Reverend James H. McMahon was born February 17, 1940, in Crockett, Texas. After graduating from high school, Reverend McMahon joined the United States Air Force in 1960 and was honorably discharged in 1965. And whereas in March 1967, he announced his calling to ministry and began his mentorship with the late Reverend F.L. Chandler. On July 21, 1968, at the New Hope Baptist Church in Pueblo, Colorado, he was ordained a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And whereas from 1969 to 1973, he was employed by the El Paso County Health Department as an alcohol and drug counselor, and during this period, he was promoted to Director of Minority Drug and Alcohol Services and co-authored a book titled It's So Good, Don't Try It. And whereas in 1972, Reverend McMahon founded the New Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church, where he served as senior pastor for 40 years. He retired in 2012, passed the mantle to Pastor Kevin T. Daniels Sr., and was bestowed the title Pastor Emeritus. And whereas Reverend McMahon had a special relationship with the late Reverend Dr. Milton E. Proby, who mentored him as a young man, encouraged him to become a leader, and helped him during his early schooling. And whereas, determined not to forget the legacy of Reverend Proby and to honor the late pastor, Reverend McMahon established the Milton E. Proby Action Committee, which led the efforts to have Reverend Proby's legacy memorialized. And whereas, in 2006, Reverend McMahon partnered with the City of Colorado Springs in the naming of Milton E. Proby Parkway. And whereas Reverend McMahon, with William J. Heibel and the El Pomar Foundation, established the Milton E. Proby Cultural Heritage Room induction ceremony to address further needs for the community. And he served as an advisory group member for the Pikes Peak Community Development Initiative College Readiness and Success Program, while also serving as an active participant in the Emerging Leaders Development Program. And whereas Reverend McMahon received his degree cum laude in religious studies with a minor in Christian education from Regis University and studied in the Masters of Divinity program at Denver Seminary in Denver, Colorado, receiving a full scholarship under the Senior Urban Pastor Scholarship Program due to his demonstrated pastoral record. And whereas Reverend McMahon's ministry has expanded to Kenya, Ghana, and the West Indies. And whereas, in an effort to make the community better for all, Reverend McMahon served in numerous capacities, including as president of what is now known as the Southern Colorado Ministerial Union, board member of the Rocky Mountain Land Trust, board member for the Sachs Foundation, convener for the Colorado Springs Mayor's Complete Count Committee, and many more. And whereas Reverend McMahon received many awards and much recognition for his services throughout the city, state, country, and abroad, and among his most notable were the Drum Major Award received from President Barack Obama during his special invitation to the White House, and his posthumous recognition as an El Pomar Foundation 2017 Milton E. Proby Cultural Heritage Room inductee. And whereas in May 2016, Reverend McMahon, beloved pastor and civil rights leader, died at age 76, and it is fitting that we honor a man who devoted his life to serving his community, his state, and his God. Now therefore be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 71st General Assembly of the State of Colorado, the Senate concurring herein, that U.S. Highway 85 through 87 between Interstate 25 and Comanche Village Drive be designated as the Reverend James H. McMahon Memorial Highway, and that the Colorado Department of Transportation may accept and expend gifts, grants, and donations for the purpose of the initial placement of signs to mark U.S. Highway 85 through 87 from Interstate 25 to Comanche Village Drive as the Reverend James H. McMahon Memorial Highway, and that the Colorado Department of Transportation may explore a cooperative agreement with the Board of County Commissioners for El Paso County for the maintenance of the markings for the Reverend James H. McMahon Memorial Highway.
Thank you. Representative Exum.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem, and thank you, colleagues. Psalm 121 says, I will lift my eyes to the mountains where there's my help come from. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let his foot slip. He will watch over you and not slumber. Indeed, he watches over Israel, will never slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade on your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and your going, both now and forevermore. That was Psalms 121, one of Pastor Mac's favorite scriptures. Pastor Emeritus James H. McMahon had a mindset to work collectively and to betterment the quality of life for the entire community, not only including Fountain, but Colorado Springs and the state. His mindset, he facilitated relationships with leaders or law enforcement agency, government, and influential community leaders. He provided stewardship and guidance and insight in making a difference in everyone that he touched, including myself. He had a desire and a passion for communities in which he served and often had the honor of being recognized, as mentioned before, by former President Barack Obama. This honor in renaming now Highway 8587 the James H. McMahon Memorial Highway will represent the service and labor of love that was exemplified throughout Pastor Mac's life. The stretch of highway bridges Fountain and Colorado Springs, which encompasses Pastor Mac's work all across El Paso County. What Pastor Mac meant to me was whatever I needed at the time: a father, a brother, a friend, an encourager, a listener, someone to tell you when you were wrong, and many times I was. And he encouraged me throughout my time as a firefighter, my world of sports, and he was a big supporter of this crazy political world that I got myself involved in. His words had a way to help keep you grounded and help you keep a level mind. And I appreciate the opportunity from the family and from his friends to offer this memorial. And Madam Speaker, is this the proper motion to ask for?
I think we have a little bit of further discussion on the
Sorry.
resolution. Representative Exum.
Please.
Representative Esgar.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem and Representative Exum and Representative Landgraf. Thank you so much for bringing this. I never actually got to meet Reverend McMahon, but I was a part of the El Pomar Emerging Leaders Development Program for years. And in Southern Colorado, we had our own meetings in Pueblo, so I never got to work with him directly much. But I knew his name, and I knew the impact he had made and the impact he was making. And I was even a part of the Milton E. Proby Heritage Room Select Committee before I got to be a part of this job. They didn't let me serve on the committee after I got this job. But so I understand the honor that has been bestowed upon him to be a part of that memorial now as well. And I just wanted to let you know that I stand in strong support of this resolution to name this highway after him as well, because although I probably never got an opportunity to work with him, I definitely knew the impacts of his work, and that means a lot to me as a Coloradan. So thank you for being here today, and thank you for bringing this.
Representative Lee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. I also rise in strong support of this resolution recognizing Reverend McMahon. He was a towering figure in Colorado Springs and El Paso County for a generation. He was a leader, and he was a renowned minister in his community. He, I think most was known as a bridge builder and a community builder. And what more fitting recognition of a gentleman of this stature who built bridges and built communities than to name a road after him that links communities. So I stand in strong support and thank Representative Exum and Landgraf for bringing this resolution to acknowledge the achievements of one of the significant bright lights of our community. Thank you.
Seeing no further discussion on House Joint Resolution 1011, the question before us is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1011. Is there any objection to taking a voice vote? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. House Joint Resolution 1011 is adopted. Representative Exum.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. I move that the current roll call of the House be added as co-sponsors of Resolution 1011.
Seeing no objection, today's roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Representative Exum.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. I'd like to introduce some of the family and friends that are here. I may not be able to get everybody, but and if you'll wait and welcome them after I read through the names. His wife, Mary McMahon. His daughter, Elizabeth Jefferson McMahon. You can stay standing. Thanks. His son, James McMahon. His grandson, Elijah Jefferson. His granddaughter, Delana Jefferson. And Pastor Kevin T. Daniels Sr. from New Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church. And also Bishop Asen Phillips from Denver. And also here up in the gallery is part of the New Jerusalem family and Colorado Springs. Please stand. Please welcome members to the House of Representatives.
Thank you,
Thank you, Madam
Representative Exum, and welcome to the House, honored guests in the gallery and on the floor. It's nice to have you here, and it's an honor to commemorate the life of this man, so thank you for being here today. Okay, folks, we're done for the day, so any further announcements and introductions before we wrap it? Great. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House stand in recess till 1 o'clock today.
Seeing no objection, the House will stand at recess at the Majority Leader's request.